Nobody warned you this would be the hard part. You step into your 20s full of hope, a job, a laptop, maybe even a flat you rent. But under all that, a silent question builds up every night when you check your bank balance. Am I doing this right? We were taught how to take tests, how to get degrees, but no one taught us this. What to do with our first salary, or how to survive 20 days on 3,000 Indian rupees, or that you could be earning 50,000 Indian rupees a month and still feel broke every single week. This is Karthik, Chennai-based, 23, developer. 2 years into his career, every month starts with a smile, salary hits. He orders a biryani, upgrades his phone EMI, even books a Goa ticket. But by the 22nd, he's staring at Swiggy and wondering if 47 Indian rupees is enough for dinner. He earns more than his dad did at 30. But his savings? Indian rupee zero. And this isn't just Karthik. It's millions in Mumbai and Delhi and Pune who are earning more than their parents ever did. But with less peace of mind, you scroll Instagram and see friends buying cars, cousins getting married, influencers buying flats. And you're wondering if you should stretch your EMI or call your dad for help. The truth is, everyone's pretending. We all look like we have it together. But most people are just hiding their confusion behind filters and credit cards that you're not stupid. You're not behind. You were just never taught how the money game actually works. In school, we learned how to calculate force, but not how to calculate compound interest. That we memorized trigonometry, but not how to manage UPIs, SIPs, or taxes. We were told, just study hard, get a job. It'll all work out. But what if it doesn't? Nobody taught us how to say no to buying stuff we don't need, how to avoid easy EMIs, how to plan for layoffs, illnesses, or breakups. And so we learn the hard way, month after month, swipe after swipe, mistake after mistake. But here's the thing. If you're watching this, you've already started. Because money is not about how much you earn. It's about how well you play the game. And this is your blueprint. In the next few minutes, we'll break down the myths, traps, and habits that no one told us about in our 20s. So the next time your bank balance shows Indian rupee 67, you'll know exactly what to do. When are you buying a flat? It's one of the most common questions every Indian in their 20s hears, because we were taught. Owning a home equals being successful. But here's what they don't tell you. It can lock you into 25 years of EMIs. Delay your dreams of travel, entrepreneurship, or even switching jobs. And worst of all, many people buy too early and end up house rich. But life poured a rent a flat in Andheri or Ujjar might feel small. But if it gives you freedom to move, grow, explore, isn't that real wealth? Think of someone you know earning 1.2 Indian rupees like a month. Looks comfortable, right? Now ask, how much are they saving? New iPhone, Zomato 5 times a week. Rent, 45,000 Indian rupees. Car loan, 14,000 Indian rupees. EMI for that Goa trip, 6,000 Indian rupees. Savings, maybe Indian rupee 4,000 on a good month. High income doesn't guarantee peace of mind, because the more you earn, the more the world will push you to spend. The key isn't chasing the highest paycheck. It's learning how to build systems where money stays and grows. Just save 20% of your salary. That's what every elder says, right? But in 2025, that's not enough, because inflation is rising. Interest rates on savings accounts, still just 3% to 3.5%. If you save 10,000 Indian rupees every month for 10 years, you'd have 12 Indian rupees lakh. But with inflation, that 12 Indian rupees lakh will feel like Indian rupee 6, 7 lakh. Saving is a start. But without investing, you're standing still while the cost of living runs ahead. You don't need to own a home in your 20s. You don't need 1 Indian rupee lakh salary to be free. You don't need to fear money. You just need a clear path. And that's what we build next. Coming up, the moment when money starts working for you, even if your income is small. Even if you've just started, here's something nobody told us. Money doesn't grow by saving. It grows by working. And that means if you're earning, you can invest. Even if it's 500 Indian rupees a month. Let's say you invest 500 Indian rupees per month in an index fund from age 22. That's one pizza night skipped. 500 Indian rupees per month at 12% return over 25 years equals over 8.9 Indian rupees lakh. Raise it to 1,500 Indian rupees per month equals 26.7 Indian rupees lakh. Not magic, just math. This is how money starts working for you. When you sleep, it earns. When you rest, it grows. And all it takes is starting small and staying in the game. Akash, 27, works in Vikhroli. Spent his early 20s chasing brands and bikes. At 25, he had 14,000 Indian rupees in his bank account and no idea where it went. But he changed one habit. Started investing 2,000 Indian rupees per month into mutual funds. 2 years in, he's already sitting on 65,000 Indian rupees and planning his first solo trip without touching his salary. His money is now his partner, not his problem. You don't need to become a finance expert. You don't need to predict the market. You don't even need to be rich. You just need to start. Open a free investment account. Start with 500 Indian rupees per month. Automate it. Forget it exists. Let it grow while you focus on life, skills, and joy. And remember, you don't need big money to build wealth. You need time and trust. Most people think budgeting means restrictions. But a good budget? It's not a cage. It's a compass. You don't need a complicated spreadsheet. Just divide your income into 3 simple buckets. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings and investing. Suddenly, you're in control. You're telling your money where to go. Instead of asking where it went, here's a small trick that saved me 70,000 Indian rupees in 1 year. Every time you want to buy something big, wait 24 hours. That new watch, the 2,199 Indian rupees sneakers, add to cart and pause. If you still want it tomorrow, buy it. If you forgot about it, you just save money. Delayed gratification is a cheat code. It builds patience, savings, and self-respect. Imagine if every time you got paid, your SIP, savings, rent all handled themselves. No forgetfulness. No, I'll do it later. That's automation. Set up auto debits. SIP on 3rd of every month. Rent transfer on 4th. Credit card payment on 5th. The rest? Yours to enjoy. You don't grow wealth by fighting willpower every month. You grow it by setting systems that work on autopilot. How do you know you're improving financially? Not by how much you spend, but by how much you're building. Start tracking. Cash in bank. Investments. Outstanding loans. Subtract debt. That's your net worth. Watching it grow, even slowly, gives you the one thing money can't buy easily: confidence. Most people treat money like a mystery, but you can treat it like a skill. Every month, learn one new thing: how credit scores work, what mutual funds really are, what tax saving actually means. 1 hour a week. That's it. Over 3 years, you'll be financially smarter than 90% of your peers. Voiceover. If you're in your 20s and feel like you've already messed it up, take a breath. You haven't. You're not too late. You're not behind. You're just early in the story. Because almost no one starts this journey correctly. We spend. We compare. We try to impress. And somewhere in the middle, we feel lost. But that mess, that's the beginning of awareness. And awareness is the doorway to freedom. Think of this decade like a garden. Every tiny investment is a seed. Every time you say no to instant pleasure, you're planting a tree. 500 Indian rupees saved a day is not small. It's powerful because it means you started. And starting is everything. Most people spend their 20s avoiding. You're building. You might not have money now, but you have something far more valuable: time. Let's talk about Ravi. Delhi, age 32. Spent most of his 20s avoiding money talk. No savings, no plan, lots of loans. At 30, he started with 2,000 Indian rupees per month in SIPs. At 33, he's cleared 60% of his debt. His savings? 2.8 Indian rupees lakh and growing. He's not rich, but he's free. Free from guilt, from comparison, from chaos. Because it's not too late. It never is. The very fact that you're watching this means you care, means you're aware. And that awareness, it's the beginning of wealth. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving forward. Voiceover. Somewhere along the way, we were taught you are what you earn. 40,000 Indian rupees per month? Beginner. Indian rupee 1L/month? Doing well. Indian rupee 3L/month? You've made it. But the truth is, your salary is not your worth. It's a number, a snapshot. It says nothing about your creativity, your kindness, your resilience. The real asset? You, your ability to learn, to adapt, to solve. And that no market crash can take away. Relying on one income source is like living a house with one door. If it shuts, you're stuck. But in 2025, anyone can build multiple doors. Freelancing, selling digital products, tutoring, content creation. Start small. Make 500 Indian rupees online. Then make 1,000 Indian rupees. And suddenly, you crack something most people never even try. Real wealth is not about mansions or cars. It's about waking up and choosing what to do with your day. It's about not needing to say yes out of fear, not needing to hide behind a fake lifestyle. It's about breathing, creating, living, and helping others do the same. So here's what no one told you. You're not building a bank balance. You're building a life. Your 20s aren't about proving you're rich. They're about learning how not to be poor in freedom, in choices, in love. And with every smart decision you make today, even the small ones, you're building something powerful. Peace, control, dignity, joy. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just getting started. And that's the most exciting place to be. In your 20s, the internet whispers. Quick money, crypto wins, overnight success. But here's the truth. Fast money often leaves faster. What stays? The skills you build when no one's watching. The tiny investments in yourself. A book read at midnight. A free course finished on a weekend. These aren't sexy, but they stack. One day that consistency compounds, and people call you lucky. There's something magical about this decade. You have time, fewer responsibilities. It's the one decade where falling down costs less. So if there's a dream to chase, a startup idea, a move to a new city, a creative path, take the shot now. Later, you'll either have results or a damn good story. Cutting expenses is useful, but there's a ceiling to how much you can save. There's no ceiling to how much you can earn. Your 20s are the best time to learn high-income skills. Copywriting, design, coding, storytelling, sales. Pick one. Master it. One client, one freelance gig, one side hustle can change the math forever. We hear this all the time. Make money while you sleep. Passive income is sold like a fantasy. But in reality, it starts with active work. You write 100 blog posts before one pays. You create 10 courses before one sells. You build, you publish, you fail. Then, one day, the work works for you. That's real freedom. Not a shortcut, but a strategy. If you've ever said, I'm just bad with money, stop. That's not a fact. It's a story, and you can change it. Money isn't about genius. It's about awareness, about replacing guilt with curiosity, learning one habit at a time. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. They bought a house. She just got promoted. He's traveling again. Social media will make you feel like you're behind. But everyone's timeline is different. Some people peak at 22, some at 42. Don't confuse a filtered photo with financial peace. Quiet progress is still progress. In your 20s, success isn't built on certainty. It's built on experiments. Try freelancing for 30 days. Sell one digital product. Intern in a new industry. Create one YouTube short. Fail fast. Learn faster. Each attempt gives you data about what fits and what doesn't. Your 20s are your testing ground. If managing money was only about math, spreadsheets would make us rich. But they don't, because the real equation is emotional. It's mindset. It's beliefs passed down, like money doesn't grow on trees or we can't afford that. And here's the twist. You don't question them. You live by them. But imagine flipping that script. What if you started saying, I can learn this, or money flows to those who solve problems? You're not just shifting numbers. You're shifting your identity. The biggest financial shift doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your thoughts. Most people think wasting money is the biggest danger. But the real danger? Wasting time. Years go by waiting for the right moment. Waiting to start saving. Waiting to learn. Waiting to invest. But the market doesn't wait. Rent doesn't wait. Life doesn't wait. You don't need to get it perfect. You just need to get started. Even 500 Indian rupees invested a month for 5 years is better than 0 Indian rupees with excuses. Money isn't just for bills. It's the tool you use to build your life. The real flex? Waking up on a Tuesday, doing something you love. That's what you're really working toward. In your 20s, you get to choose the shape of your life. Maybe it's location freedom. Maybe it's creative freedom. Maybe it's being with your parents more. There's no right answer, except the one that feels right to you. Don't earn just to impress people. Earn to design peace. We all want to start big. Big income. Big results. Big changes. But real success begins where no one's clapping. It's the 200 Indian rupees savings in a jar. The first gig that pays 1,000 Indian rupees. The part-time project that gives you confidence. Every big story begins with someone saying, let me try. Don't wait to feel ready. Start when it's awkward. Start when it's tiny. The size doesn't matter. The direction does. Money doesn't change who you are. It reveals it. If you're generous, you'll be more generous with money. If you're insecure, you'll chase status with it. That's why personal finance is deeply personal. It's not just about what you do with money. It's about what money does to you. So get to know yourself. Understand your triggers. Heal your money wounds. Because no financial strategy works if your self-worth is leaking. Money isn't the goal. Freedom is. Freedom to say no to things that don't feel right. Freedom to spend your time on things that do. In your 20s, it's tempting to chase shiny numbers. But real wealth is quiet. It looks like choices. It feels like peace. The richest people aren't those with the most money. They're the ones with the most control over their calendar. Wealth isn't just about how much you keep. It's about how much you uplift. When you help your younger sibling understand saving. When you teach a friend how to invest. When you give without expecting, that's wealth in action. Money shared with kindness carries a different energy. It circles back in ways you never expect. Every day, you'll hear a new voice. Buy this stock now. You're already late to crypto. This is your last chance. But here's what matters. Your pace, your plan, your peace. You don't need to react to everything. Most wealth isn't built on action. It's built on discipline. If you stick to your path, stay consistent, stay curious, you'll win. You're not just earning for today. You're building for your 30s. A simple emergency fund, a health insurance plan, a growing skill set. These aren't just checkboxes. They're launch pads. Your future self is waiting. And every good decision now is a gift they'll be thankful for. If you made mistakes, overspent, taken loans, felt lost, good. That means you've started. Every great journey begins with confusion. What matters is what you do next. You don't need to have everything together. You just need to believe that you can grow. Because the truth is, money isn't just numbers. It's the story of your effort, your growth, your courage. And that story is still being written. At first, we all chase money for one reason. Survival. You want to stop worrying about bills. You want your parents to breathe easier. You want food, rent, security. That's phase one. And there's no shame in that. But once your needs are met, something changes. You no longer just want to survive. You want to grow, to be free, to matter. You start asking deeper questions. What kind of life do I want? Who do I want to become? What do I want to leave behind? This is the real journey of money. It starts with calculation, but it ends with meaning. And in your 20s, you stand at that first intersection. The survival part is real, but don't get stuck there. The goal isn't just more money. It's better money. Money that comes from doing something you're proud of. Money that gives you time with the people you love. Money that lets you build, not escape. So ask yourself, if money wasn't a problem, what would you create? Who would you help? What would your days look like? That's where your blueprint lives. And no one can define that but you. Keep earning, keep saving, keep investing. But don't forget why you started. Because the truth is, you're not chasing money. You're chasing freedom, purpose, and peace. And the most powerful investment you'll ever make is in the person you are becoming,